There's a button for everything in Orbit City. The breakfast cooks itself. Cars glide through the sky on autopilot. Even Astro the dog gets his walk on a treadmill in the sky. At first glance, the Jetsons looks like freedom, the kind of shiny, gadget-filled future we were all promised. Welcome to the Maybe Files, where nostalgia gets weird. But look a little closer. George Jetson still has a boss. Jane still runs the house. And behind it all, quiet, invisible, are companies like General Electric, Procter & Gamble, and Colgate-Palmolive.
Brought to you by Saran Wrap.
They're not in the credits, but they might as well be. Because the Jetsons didn't just dream up tomorrow, it branded it, sponsored, polished, and broadcast at the height of Cold War consumerism. The show imagined a future where every problem had a product, and every product came with a smile. The real fantasy wasn't flying cars. It was the idea that we could have progress without changing the profit structures already in place. It showed us a corporate-approved vision of tomorrow.
Here's the place.
Molecular Motors. Out of this world deals.
Now remember, Jane, let me do the talking. I'm not going to be conned into any quick deal.
The Jetsons premiered in 1962, right in the middle of America's post-war boom. It was ABC's first color show ever. And it wasn't just about entertaining kids, it was about selling something. Shows like The Jetsons were shaped by their sponsors. Companies like Procter & Gamble didn't just buy ad time, they bought influence. Everything from gadgets to family dynamics reflected the logic of mid-century marketing. Advertisers were deeply involved in shaping future-oriented narratives. That's historians speak for, they helped write the script. Take a look at those Jetson gadgets. Automated ovens, coffee makers, pod-shaped appliances, they weren't just sci-fi. They were drawn straight from GE's own appliance brochures. And those smiling housewives in 1950s refrigerator ads, don't they look a lot like Jane Jetson? The message was clear. The future wasn't coming, it was already here, as long as you bought the right brand. The future was televised, but only after it passed through the marketing department. What did this market-approved future actually look like?
The only way to ride. When your wife's driving, that is.
Orbit City doesn't just float, it gleams. The Jetsons' world is a love letter to Googie architecture, swooping towers, domed rooftops, floating sidewalks. It's futuristic, sure, but also oddly familiar. That's because Googie wasn't built for the future. It was built to sell it. Born out of car culture and Cold War optimism, Googie was the look of diners, bowling alleys, and gas stations. It made progress photogenic. And the Jetsons took that showroom aesthetic and launched it into the sky. Orbit City isn't just imagined, it's merchandised. Every skyline looks like an ad, every apartment like a product display. The future looks less like science fiction and more like a corporate catalog with cartoon faces. It's not just that the Jetsons looked futuristic, it looked familiar, like a catalog, like a sales pitch. The line between fantasy and advertising, almost invisible. The Jetsons sold modernity as style. Googie wasn't just a backdrop, it was the sales pitch. This wasn't a revolution in how we live. It was a visual reassurance that the future would feel safe because it would still look like home. So if the skyline is sleek and new, why do the family dynamics feel stuck in 1955?
Housework, nothing but housework. I'm just a drudge. That's all I am.
And then there's Jane. In a world full of robots, automation, and voice commands, Jane Jetson still does housework. Instead of cleaning, she pushes a button. Instead of sweeping, she pushes a button. Instead of cooking, you get the picture. Advertisers promised women liberation through gadgets, dishwashers, vacuum cleaners, frozen dinners. But convenience wasn't the same as freedom. It was just housework, streamlined. So here's the real question. If everything's automated, why is Jane still asking George for shopping money in 2062?
Perfectly beyond the shadow of a doubt, and oh no!
George, are you trying to tell me something?
Forget it!
Jane's world is a prettier cage, with better lighting, but her role remains within the domestic realm. She's a mom, she shops, she manages the home, and she smiles while doing it. Jane isn't a feminist icon, she's brand synergy. Her character reinforces traditional gender roles, selling the fantasy that comfort equals progress. Her character reinforced the post-war fantasy that women didn't need more agency, they just needed better tools. And what about George? If everything's automated, why does he still go to work and still get yelled at?
I don't get it. When we first got married, you could punch out a breakfast like Mother used to make. Now you're all thumbs.
George Jetson works for Spacely Sprockets. He pushes buttons all day while his boss screams at him through a screen. No HR, no career ladder, no job security. He can be fired at any moment. That does sound like the future. So let's ask, in this floating future of convenience, is George free, or is he just a cog in a chrome-plated cubicle? George isn't upwardly mobile. He's suspended. The illusion of progress masks a deeper truth. The corporate hierarchy didn't vanish in 2062. They just got better gadgets and fewer unions. And if everything's so perfect, why don't we ever see what's beneath the clouds?
These 3-day work weeks are murder.
We never see Earth's surface in the Jetsons. Orbit City hovers high above the clouds. No roads, no sewers, no poor people. In the early 60s, nuclear fears and pollution drove anxieties about Earth becoming unlivable. The Jetsons responded by escaping upward. Literally, the upper class lives in the sky. The rest? Never mentioned. Out of sight, out of story. This isn't utopia. It's segregation, of the vertical kind. A floating class system designed to feel aspirational while quietly erasing the messy, inconvenient parts of society. And if everything's running so smoothly up there, why do they still need a maid?
I'll have Rosie bring in the coffee. Now, you see what I mean about Rosie?
Never mind her. Look at me.
Rosie is a robot maid. She cooks, she polishes, she makes jokes. Not in that order. She's comic relief, sure, but she's also a fantasy. The ideal worker. No wages, no emotions, no needs, just cheerful servitude. Rosie wasn't just helping Jane. She was helping advertisers sell the dream of frictionless domestic labor. The same pitch shows up today in Roombas, Alexas, smart fridges, and delivery apps. And now our gadgets quietly report back on everything we do. New platforms, same logic. Why doesn't it feel like freedom?
Not like back in the old days when it took them a week to put up a building.
A lot of the Jetsons' future did come true. Video calls, instant meals, voice commands, automation, but it didn't free us. It followed us. We still work, we still shop, and now our gadgets watch us while we do it. Automation didn't dismantle the system, it upgraded it. The Jetsons showed us that the future would change nothing except the interface. Did the Jetsons really imagine the future, or did it just recycle the present? Will we even recognize the future when it gets here? Maybe.
Your card and smile for identification, please.
Oh, boy, they don't trust anyone.
That's it for this file. We're classifying it as a sketchy cartoon. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell so that you don't miss what we uncover next. Thanks for watching. Please join us next time on The Maybe Files.